Good morning, witches, and welcome to our daily divination ceremony that we don't actually do every day. I just haven't found another name for this divination ceremony that we do yet. And it's only been like 2.5 years, and I have raging ADHD, so here we are. Hi. My name is Jen Marie. I am an initiated high priestess and sorceress of chaos, witch-born of shadow. I wrote the grimoire of the ungovernable. I am a clinically diagnosed autistic savant, and my special interest is neurodivergent black sheep cycle-breaking magical practitioners. So hi. I founded an international resource center for neurodivergent witches, and yeah, we have a free public app space so that we can actually get together and share information and talk about our unique lived experience as neurodivergent black sheep cycle breaking queerdos. All right. So before we get started, I already had like a very strange day. I am in the process of adjusting my schedule to align with what my system is wanting. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but I wake with the sun and my energy tanks when the sun sets. And so I have been adjusting my work responsibilities as well as my like homestead responsibilities around that so that I'm able to show up in a way that I'm proud of. It's a very long way of saying that I was up at like 5 o'clock this morning and I've already been outside, like shoveling dirt out of the back of the pickup. So I already moved like over a yard of dirt this morning and got here and everything as my like adjustment. So I have like no concept of time anyway, but today is like really off. I know I'm halfway through my day. I mean, I can feel the work that I did like this morning. I feel sore, but it almost feels like a fever dream, waking up from a fever dream. Like, was that real? It was real. And I know that it was real because I moved the truck. I haven't driven in a few years since my epilepsy diagnosis. But I just needed to move the truck a little bit so that the bed was closer to the bed that I was putting the dirt in anyway. So I moved the truck and went to go move it again, and the battery killed the battery, which is becoming kind of a pattern that I'm going to need to investigate a little bit. So that's already happened this morning. Good morning, good afternoon. Having an international community of witches means that time zones and time and all that is so strange for all of us. We're connected and then so far apart at the same time. Let's get into this because after I'm done, I'm going to gear up again and go shovel some more. 'Tis the season. This is the life when you live on like an 80-acre homestead and you're working toward food sovereignty for the communities that you serve. All right, here we go. I'm going to start by taking 3 deep breaths. Then I'm going to do what I do to get my system prepared for divination. But I just noticed a flash from the mod god. The mod god flashed us. And because I almost forgot to turn this over to them because we have some voice of God announcements this morning.
Yes, thank you, Jen Marie. I appreciate you. So tonight we have Shadow Study, and that'll be at 4 p.m. PST and 7 p.m. Eastern. This is a meeting exclusively for Foundations members and members of the Spellcrafters Guild. And it's one of our most popular meetings, so it's not one you want to miss. Tomorrow we have SAS Twilight Edition. This is our evening one to accommodate our international cousins, and that will be at 5:30 Pacific time, 8:30 Eastern. And on Wednesday, we have our ever popular Magic Moves, a free dance based workshop designed to wake up the body, lift the spirit, and connect us as a community. And that's at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and it's at noon Eastern. Thanks, Jen Marie. Oh, I'm sorry. You can find all of these if you aren't already part of our app, then like what are you doing? You can find all of them on our app at community.brightanddark.org, and you can use this little QR code to sign up too. Thank you so much, Jen Marie. Back to you.
I love us. When I say that this is not a one witch show here, I really, really mean it. We would not be where we are as a like community uh, without all of us. This our entire ecosystem is managed as a matriarchy. There's 8 of us that are fully dedicated to serving the community, and we are training a lot more. So, very cool. We are stronger together. All right, let's do this. Oh, Baxter, so great for you to join us. You are a very handsome boy. See there, you can see my pretty cat. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Anna. Anna said one of the several reasons I love this community is the non-hierarchical structure. As soon as you start to engage in the community, you're very quickly made aware that the way that we operate is different than a lot of um, online or virtual communities, even in-person communities. And that is because of the path that we walk, the tradition that we practice is specially curated to support us in that transition from a patriarchal worldview to a matriarchal worldview. So yeah, yep. I am not the leader. Charismatic, yes, but that's why I do this part of the big picture that we do is that my giftings are in being a shameless autistic mystic. And so and an initiator. I'm like the first lemming off the cliff. I'm like, sure, I'll do it. That makes sense. I'll do it. I don't care. uh, all right, here we go. I humbly invite all that is fire within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is air within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is earth within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is water within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I beckon to this system. May we now align as one, for my cousins are the elements, and so the moon and sun. I call to those who love me. You are welcome in this space, for our nature is united, sharing magic, life, and grace. All right. Now we make a declaration of intention. What are we doing? Why are we here? I choose now in this moment to align with my whole self, to pull the book that tells my story from its place upon the shelf. I enter now this circle made of trust and hope and power, and I show up for my practice in this place and at this hour. Because I am home. All right. So grab your decks and spread them, witches. Let's do this. So we're going to be using tarot cards or oracle cards. I will be pulling for the collective. You can pull to dial it into your own personal flow. We have a big, all of us are influenced a little bit differently about the energy of today. That's essentially what we're asking. Where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? What's going to help me grow? What's in my best interests? And to kind of like take a look at. And you can be drawing cards right along with me. You've got your big picture stuff, and then you've got your you stuff, right? Okay. My pins are pulling. I was just talking to Ocean before we got started about like, man, I should just like, I should braid my hair like this every morning instead of like subjecting it to like hair stuff. Just like braid it. And the reason I don't is because I believe that it makes me look like a sweet old lady. It's giving like I don't want to misrepresent myself, you know what I mean? I want you to know what you're getting yourself into at first glance, right? That's why I got this tattoo right there. This uh, says, can you see it? I don't think I can bend. It says witch, no matter which way you're looking at it from top to bottom, so that when I make a deal, when I shake hands with someone, they know who the fuck they're dealing with. That's why I got that. But this is sending like mixed signals, and I don't want to get anyone stuck in some cognitive dissonance because they're expecting some sweet old lady and I'm cackling. Yeah, I got that tattoo in Salem, Massachusetts, actually. We did a spring convergence there. A ritual rave, actually. It was the first one that we did. And it's a big dance party in Salem, Massachusetts. We like descended upon the town in the springtime, which is not a normal thing. Took over a tattoo shop for the whole time we were there. We were running witches through. Getting ink. You know how to find witches in the wild? Listen for the tattoo guns. Buzz buzz, bitches. Oh shoot. I can already see the cat hair on my glasses. I am not setting myself up for failure like that. No, thank you. Stopping, like flying into Boston and then going to Salem as a way to like get to Weird Brook is a great idea. It really is. It's a great idea. Because flying into Boston, I think, is less expensive than flying into like Portland, which is closer. Still a long drive, but I hope you come in September. That would be great. We drew the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So this is where our attention needs to be today to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice. So I'm going to read this. I'm going to read the prompt without influencing your interpretation of what this means to you, of what your guides are trying to communicate with you. When reversed, the Queen of Pentacles is telling you to focus on self-care. You have been spending a lot of time and energy on caring for your family or work. Now is a time to sit back and focus inward. Seek aid if you need help, if you need to help balance all of your responsibilities, whether that's a housekeeper, a nanny, or something similar. And the upright, because it's about the whole card. An upright Queen of Pentacles is a precaution to avoid any misaligned investments. They seek to teach you to be independent and wise. This card represents nurture, comfort, and stability. Okay. The Queen of Pentacles reversed is what we drew. Now think about that. What does that mean to you? What facet of your relationship with your life right now comes up when I read that? All right. So gentle reminder, this reading doesn't exist in a vacuum. We've had, 3 other readings this weekend. They all kind of flow from one to the next. And taking that into consideration, the other messages that we've received over the course of this weekend helps us have more data points to pull on, okay? We've been talking a lot about what you are choosing to invest your physical, mental, and emotional labor into this year. What are you wanting to harvest this year, right? And when you are making the decision of what to invest your physical, mental, and emotional labor into, uh, being very mindful of what we take responsibility for, right? Ask for what you want, but think about it. Are you able to actually accept what you're asking for? Are you in a position to accept that? Okay. So that has been kind of the messaging over the course of the last few days, is the really thinking about what are you asking for. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, I love how Ocean said matriarchy vibes, right? So So you've got this dream, right? You are wanting to live a life that is different than what you are currently living. You are wanting to engage in a different life almost completely, right? You don't quite know how that's going to happen, when that's going to happen, but you know there is this change, right? And the Queen of Pentacles is ushering in that change, right? They are making the decisions in from a place of security. Their goal is not just security, but comfort, right? So as you are deciding not just where to put your physical, mental, and emotional labor, but how much of your physical, mental, and emotional labor are you investing outside of your internal system? Are you still maintaining your relationship with your mind, your body, and your spirit? Or have you backburnered your needs and focused on what you're bringing in, which is what a lot of us tend to do, right? Especially when it starts coming in, right? We backburner our relationship with our system, our internal system, nurturing our internal system, allowing accommodations, allowing for help, right? We don't do that because we get locked in, right? And this is kind of feels like a gentle, like, hey, if this is a tendency for you, if it is a tendency for you to abandon your self-care, meaning nurturing, intentionally nurturing your relationship with your mind, body, and spirit. If you are not doing that, or if you're not including that in the decisions that you're making about where your labor is going, now's a really good time to just like pause. What do you need? Um, and that's this kind of gentle reminder is your guides helping you receive, helping you to be able to create a root cellar for all of this to go into that you're about to harvest because you have big dreams. But if you're not, if you don't have anything left within you to actually receive that, then you're going to jump into the cycle again because you didn't get enough. And so now you got to do it again. Okay. So now we got to look at what we're in resistance to or in denial of that is keeping us from being able to nurture ourselves, right? The Ace of Cups upright, what you're in resistance to or in denial of. Let go of any emotional baggage that is weighing you down and start truly living your life. This is your opportunity for a fresh start or a new relationship. Whether or not you choose to take the cup and drink from it is up to you. And reversed is you've been hurting due to some emotional instability, pain, or loss for a long while. You may also be experiencing some sort of creative blockage. Who has control of your cup and who allowed it to overturn? Think about what you can do to get a firm grip and get it right side up again. This is what's keeping you are in resistance or in denial of the fact that this is influencing you. And it's making it to where you're not minding your self-care. Behind these eyes, it is so good. I love your name. So good. Remember, raging ADHD. Easily distracted. Okay. We've been talking so much about manifestation. 'Tis the season to be talking about manifestation and your relationship with manifestation. How do you manifest? What does that even do? What does that work? How does that work? Jeez, that was hard. And I don't remember if it was when we were filming the podcast on Saturday, when we were filming Wisdom in the Weave talking about this. I think it was that, or it could have been at the guild meeting on Sunday. uh we're talking about the that manifestation isn't just about being able to call in what you want. It's about preparing yourself to receive, allowing yourself to receive. It's both of those things. And what people tend to do is they're like, all right, I want to live a simple life. I want to live a simple life. I want to live in a tiny house at the edge of overlooking a river in the mountains, right? You want that. I want that life, right? But their current life, they are drowning in debt. They have a huge house. They have 2 storage units full of stuff. They've got, all of these things that will make it impossible for them to live in a tiny house in the mountains, in the woods. So if you're not prepared to receive that. So there is work on your end to prepare yourself for that new beginning, that new relationship, that new whatever. Because right now, if it showed up, if you got the opportunity, here you go. Here's the deed to a house, or can you watch my land? You will be living in this house. You can't take it. You can't do it because you have locked yourself down with these things. So I would even say that a good 80% of the work that you put in to your manifestation practice is actually in preparing to receive. And so that's what this Ace of Cups kind of feels like, is that dynamic there, that you're not even taking responsibility for your cup right now. Who overturned it? Who can turn it right side up? Where is the power there? And if you don't see that it's you, then you're going to stay in the same situation that you're staying in. You're never going to get out. That's what this feels like. It's pokey as shit, and I get that. I do. I do. And this isn't victim blaming. This isn't saying that we don't live in a shit world right now, where we are witnessing the death throes of an archaic worldview. And it makes everything very difficult. Most people are drowning in debt. Most people are very upside down in their the way that they live, because they were taught to live like that, right? And I don't want you to think that I almost said I don't want you to think that I don't think that I don't want you to think that I think that it's all your fault, or that I'm saying it's all your fault. And then I stop myself, because it being all your fault is actually a fucking power play. And you don't even realize that. If it's your fault, you have all of the power to change the dynamic, to change what's going on. You denying fault locks you into powerlessness, right? That's that radical accountability. How is this my fault? So that was a very long way of saying, I believe in you. You have a lot more power than you have been made to believe. And it looks like this reading is saying that your resistance to letting go of your current worldview, or the way that you're engaging, your current way of living, your resistance to letting go of that is going to be vital to you building this new, doing your world building, right? Your birthright is world building. You can't do that if you're clinging to the world that you were forced to engage in. And working on repairing your relationship with your physical, mental, and emotional facets of your human experience is really important. You've always avoided feeling uncomfortable, but know that it's necessary for progression. Your freedom, your freedom is rooted, it's found, the medicine is found in your discomfort. That's where it is. We were taught, we were indoctrinated to avoid anything that makes us uncomfortable. But that discomfort is where our growth is. It's how we see our edges. It's how we see what needs our attention. It's how we see what needs course correction, right? So getting real comfortable with discomfort is a big power play, actually. That's how you break chains, man. Not just break chains, getting really comfortable with discomfort is some deep ancestral work for a lot of us. Like deep, profound ancestral work. Hello, discomfort, my old friend. Yes. So, Tama, can we do like if you're okay with it, I can show you exactly what I'm talking about with this. Making me so uncomfortable, getting a headache in the right temple, thinking about all of this. Take your finger, put on your right temple where it hurts. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. And turn your attention to the pain. What does it feel like? On a scale of 1 to 10, how painful is it? Right? Turn your attention to it. Take a deep breath. And on your exhale, release the tension that you're holding in your jaw. Drop your tongue from the roof of your mouth. You can even move your jaw around, letting go of any tension, any resistance to feeling what you're feeling in your head. And then do it again. Inhale. Look for the pain. Scale it on a scale of 1 to 10. Check in. Where is it? Observe. Give that spot another breath. Deep breath in. On your exhale, tell yourself, I'm allowed to feel discomfort in my body. And exhale. Just keep doing that. It is shocking how fast those sorts of things resolve when you give them your attention. This is one of the many things that we were taught to run away from it. And I am speaking as a human that has been clinically diagnosed with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, epilepsy, MCAS, and POTS, and genetic mutations that send all of this. I have CPTSD. I understand in many ways pain, and I understand how scary that is. I also, as a sorceress, as someone who has been trained for decades in this work, our resistance to experiencing embodiment is a shackle, right? It binds us up in ways that you can't even see. This exercise that I just took you through is uh, a slightly modified exercise that we start new brooms with when they come in to learn the path of a witch born of shadow. The first 13 moons that they start walking this path, it is all about their relationship with their emotions, and not just emotional regulation, but how to actually process your emotions. There's an somatic exercises to repair your relationship with your system. This is, and Anna says that they do this with anxiety. You can use that same exercise for any strong emotional response or reaction within your body. So I hope that helped. I hope that helped, Tamara. So we can do this, guys. We just have never been taught how our systems work, and we can figure this out. All right, let's close out this working, and then I'm gonna go gear up and start shoveling a bunch of soil. I I'll try to film it, guys. I want to share my life with you here. I want you guys to know what we're doing at Weirdbrook. But in order to do that, I have to remember to film it instead of just being in the experience. Okay? All right, hand on your heart. Take a deep breath. This working is now closing, but the magic has just begun. I humbly thank the elements and both the moon and sun. To all who chose to bless this flow, I now sincerely thank you. May our practice be expansive and our course be clear and true. All right, witches, remember, if you can't be good at it. And I'll see you on Friday. Bye.